Man on the Run. So I'm not typically somebody that likes watching documentaries. At times it's interesting, I like to feel smart, get educated. But when it comes to music, I'd rather watch a biopic. I get they up the drama, it's not always realistic, but it's entertaining. So when I went to go see Man on the Run, the newest documentary about Paul McCartney, I wasn't exactly excited, but I was quickly humbled, and I am super glad I went. So this review is coming from someone that's not a hardcore Beatles fan. I like the Beatles, I like Paul McCartney. I went with my wife and her family, and we saw where the different Beatles grew up and took a lot of tours, and it was awesome. So I do like the Beatles, but I'd say I'm more of your average Beatles fan. And this next part will prove how novice of a fan I am. I didn't realize that the movie Man on the Run was more about Wings than about the Beatles' journey, which Band on the Run, the Wings song, like I said, I'm already embarrassed, okay? Leave me alone.
No, I don't think I will.
But not really. Keep watching. This documentary was by far the best documentary I've seen about Paul McCartney as far as entertainment value goes. I mean, Get Back is great about the Beatles, but that's more of a fly on the wall scenario where you're just kind of watching in real time. And that's still good, but I'm talking about entertainment, being engaged the full 2 hours, and Man on the Run did that. And here's why. Of course, the history was good. The history was interesting, but it wasn't just your basic, oh, here's just a bunch of information. It actually felt like a good story, and specifically a comeback story for Paul McCartney. After the Beatles broke up, he was kind of struggling with his identity, had to grow up a lot. He formed Wings, and it was a rough start, and I never realized how rough of a start it was. But it just tells this beautiful story of how Paul made it and how he tried to make his bandmates feel equal, even though a lot of them didn't feel equal and would quit. It really showed him go from top in the Beatles to the bottom, and then proving he's still a musician and rising again. And I'm always down for a comeback story or a story of redemption. Like, I could really feel the pressure he was under as I was watching it, the pressure to prove himself, to be the best. But what I loved is the lesson that he just wanted to go have fun with his wife, with his new bandmates. And yes, he was trying to achieve something, but he was just being himself. The thing that I think made it the most entertaining to watch, though, the artistic style of this movie. It was just so crisp. It wasn't your typical just drawl documentary that only hardcore fans would like. They made the pictures pop. They made the videos pop. They threw a lot of humor in there, like good comedy moments that were quotes from Paul or people that knew Paul. And the pacing was great. Like, I never felt like, all right, is it going to end? I mean, before I knew it, I'm like, whoa, we just spent most of the movie talking about Wings, and I thought there's going to be a lot more. But it's a 2-hour movie, but it used the 2 hours so well that I thought there was going to be a lot more. It went pretty quick. I mean, from color grading or scenes where the picture would just kind of peel off the page and then it'd switch scenes. I hope other documentary directors are taking notes. Just to call out probably one of my favorite parts about the documentary, or I guess I should say funniest parts. I'd heard rumors about Paul's interactions in Japan, but what I didn't know was years before, was it when he was with the Beatles, I think? They couldn't go into Japan. The allegations of weed in Europe and the trouble they'd gotten into. So Paul never was able to go. Then he finally got his visa, finally was able to go with Wings, and he gets there and he decides, you know what? I think it's a good idea to bring some weed into Japan. I know they didn't let me come before because I like weed, but let's just bring it into the country. That could have been a 7-year sentence, but the way they showed it was just so funny. It didn't feel super, I mean, yeah, there's some drama, but it's more like a lighthearted, like, wow, that's Paul, I guess. And he's famous enough. Obviously, he was only there for a few days and then he got out. So this is a great documentary. What I am hoping is that we get the same style for Beatles documentaries soon. I've seen quite a few Beatles documentaries. They're decent, but I want this artistic vision that this one had. Did you guys see it though? What did you think? Are you a Beatles fan? Or are you more of a Wings fan? Or are you just an overall Paul McCartney fan? All right, thanks for joining. Catch us next time and we might just be in the bathroom.